Hey, welcome to my kitchen. I found this cured smoked bone-in pork chop at the supermarket, which inspired me to make a split pea and ham soup. I first rinsed the peas in a sieve under running water and set them aside. I then prepared my vegetables. I washed 2 medium-sized onions and cut them into slices. I find the easiest way to peel garlic is to crush them using the side of the knife, and it's quite satisfying when the peel slips right off. I love garlic, so I'm using 3 cloves, but 1 should also be fine. I peeled a knob of ginger and sliced them thinly before cutting them into small pieces. I mince the garlic and ginger by running them over with my knife. I then set the onion, garlic, and ginger to the side. I washed and peeled 2 medium-sized carrots and cut the ends off. I sliced them into thin sticks so that I could dice them up into small pieces. I then put it to the side together with the onions, garlic, and ginger. I did the same thing with the celery. I cut the ends off, sliced them lengthwise, and then diced them into small pieces. Once I finished preparing all the vegetables, I heated up olive oil in a pot over medium-high heat. I first added onions, garlic, and the ginger. I cooked them until the onions were translucent before adding the carrots. I cooked the carrots for about 3 minutes and then added the celery and gave everything a good mix. I then dumped the split peas and cooked them for a few minutes. I nestled the cured pork in peas and vegetables, and I covered it with enough water so that the peas and vegetables were submerged. Try to mix everything together and let it come to a boil. It took a few minutes until it started to boil, and I added some dried herbs and a little bit of stock powder. I avoided adding any salt because I wasn't sure how salty the pork was going to be. I added a little bit of baking soda to ensure that the split peas will soften because we have hard water where I live. I turned the heat down to a low to let it simmer for about 20 minutes. After about 20 minutes, the vegetables were soft, but the peas needed a little bit more time. After another 20 minutes, everything looked pretty good. I was happy with the consistency of the peas and also the pork. I removed the pork from the soup and let it cool on a cutting board. In the meantime, I did a little taste test and thought everything was quite flavorful. I let the soup simmer uncovered for a little bit longer to get a thicker consistency. Once the meat was cool enough to handle, I cut the meat off the bone. I'll save the bony part and use it in another recipe. I then cut the meat into chunky pieces and added it to the soup. I gave it another stir and it was ready. The soup was delicious, it was filling and warm, and I will definitely make it again. Thanks for watching.